Welcome to Lucidity class. Let's start to slow down our breathing a little bit. Bring some awareness to our breath. Every inhale through our nose, allow your belly to rise and get nice and full. And exhale and let your belly fall towards the spine. Just breathe. Start to think about what you'd like to dedicate your practice to today. Something that you feel like you could use a little bit more of. Maybe it's energy, maybe it's love, maybe it's to let go. But whatever it is, lock it in, seal it in by repeating it to yourself with every inhale and every exhale, just letting everything else melt away. Your next inhale, we're going to start to draw the knees up to the chest. Rock side to side, giving your low back a nice little massage. Side to side, just starting to feel that tension releasing from the low back. And then we're going to start to exhale to the right, all the way down. Drawing big circles with our knees on the ceiling, inhaling up on the left and exhaling down on the right, inhaling up on the left. Just continue this motion, great big circles. Good, and now we're gonna slowly start to change directions now, coming up on the right, inhaling, exhaling, coming down on the left. Same as before, just drawing those great big circles on the ceiling with your knees. Now meeting the middle, let's start to give yourself a nice little hug. Good, take a big inhale, stretch the arms out. We're gonna exhale, bump the hips to the right, knees fall to the left. Begin to look over that right shoulder for a little spinal twist. We want to keep our shoulder blades flat to the ground, so if you need to untwist a little bit to make this happen, that's fine. Inhale, knees come back up to center. Let's realign the hips for just a moment. Exhale, hips bump to the left. Knees fall to the right, look over the left shoulder this time. Same as before. Keep those shoulder blades on the ground. It's okay to untwist a little bit until you've gained some flexibility there in the spine. Inhale, knees back to center. Stretching the legs up, the wall pose. We're going to point the toes away from the body and then flex them towards the face. Back and forth. Just kind of waking up our lower legs, getting a tiny bit of blood flow. Knees pull back in the chest, rock and roll at least maybe 3 or 4 times, ironing out the spine on the mat. And then we're all going to sit up nice and tall. And make sure you sit up nice and straight. Some shoulder rolls. We're going to inhale forward and up, exhaling back and down. When you go back and down, we're really squeezing those shoulder blades together. Nice exaggerated movements here. Warming up all the bits and pieces, loosening up the shoulders. Changing directions now. We're going to inhale back and up, exhale forward and down. Same thing. Great big circles, just now moving forward instead of back. Good. Now let's meet in the middle. We're going to start to drop our left ear down towards our left shoulder and use your hand. Give your head a nice little tug to help guide that ear down to the shoulder. You want to sit up nice and tall. Avoid any slouching here. You can place the right fingers on the mat. You can place them behind the low back if you've done that. Lifting the right shoulder up, back, and down to feel that nice deep stretch all along the right side of your neck. Now it's important here that when we come out of this, we don't use our neck muscles to lift our head up. Instead, you're going to take your left palm down to your left temple and press your head up when you're ready to come out of this. Switching sides, right ear drops down, right shoulder, same as before. Right palm is going to just gently give the head a little tug. Make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. As you inhale, you kind of reset. And as you exhale, pull a little bit deeper. That left palm can be behind the low back again or on the floor to your side. Just breathe. Every exhale, releasing the tension all along the left side of your neck. Good. Right palm, right temple. Push the head up. Now let's start to drop our chin to our chest. Fingertips can be down at the floor at your side, or interlace the fingers base of the skull behind the neck. Just start to gently press your chin down to your chest. Avoid that slouching. We want a strong spine. And as you go a little bit deeper, you can start to bring the elbows in front of the face towards each other to get a nice stretch through the shoulders as well, and not just the neck. Good. Release. Inhale, lifting the palms up nice and high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Grabbing your mat, let's pull forward into a nice tabletop position. A little micro bend in the elbows. Shoulders are just above the wrists. So wrists are below the shoulders, knees below the hips. Let's start to warm up the spine a little bit more. Some cat-cow. Inhale, belly down. Tailbone lifts, eye gaze up. Exhale, round and curl, navel to spine. Tucking the pelvis under, chin to the chest. Really pressing the floor away. Feeling the nice opening in the shoulder blades. Close the eyes. Inhale, belly down, eye gaze up, tailbone lifts. Feel the lengthening through the core. Exhale, push away the mat. Cat pose, and let's just keep this going. So at this point, you can start to move your cat-cow poses a little bit faster if you want to. Or you can move them at a snail's pace if that feels better. All of that's right. None of it's wrong. Just listening to your body and doing what feels good. If it feels good to stay in one position or the other for a few breaths, that's okay. You're welcome to do that. It's important to listen to your body. It tends to tell you what it needs, right? Good, just a couple more. And meeting in that nice neutral spine, tabletop position. In tabletop, there is a slight pelvis tilt, not much, just a little bit. Good, tuck the toes, lift the hips, coming up to your first downward facing dog. Spreading the fingers nice and wide. A little micro bend in the elbows. Exhaling, drawing the navel up to the spine. Walk the feet to the hands forward, fold. Uttanasana. A little micro bend in the knees. Letting your head hang nice and heavy. Nodding it yes, shaking it no. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows. And we're slowly going to roll it up, ragdolling up, moving vertebra by vertebra. Please take your time, squeezing through the thighs to protect that low back. Reach up, inhale. Pinkies turn in slightly. Exhale, slight back bend. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold, flat back all the way down, swan dive or bow. Inhale to halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, high up on the toes, hips lift. Exhale, round and curl into a tight little yogi ball, chin to chest, forehead close to the knees. Inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, heels down. Inhale, let's roll it up nice and slow. Again, as you come up, squeeze those thighs, protect your low back, reach up. Exhale, slight back bend. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. High up on the toes. Exhale, round and curl, tight little yogi ball. Inhale, hips up. Exhale, heels down. We're kind of flowing a little bit here. Roll up, inhale, shoulders up to the ears and back. Chin's the last to rise, reach. Exhale, slight back bend. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Good, hips up, inhale. Exhale, curl into that yogi ball. Inhale, hips up. Feel that kind of rhythm going, that movement. Good, and we're going to stay in this little forward fold for just a moment. Nod the head yes, shake it no. Releasing the tension in the neck. Good, still just kind of hanging out here for just a moment. Every exhale, navel still pulling up and in, just staying in that nice fold. Good, let's begin to plant the palms, step, jump, or float it back to plank. Tight core. And come down, elbows, 90-degree bend, chaturanga arms. Press it up. Drop to the knees, lift the toes. Baby chaturangas here. Keeping the arms close to the body, come down for 4, 3, 2, 1. Press it all the way up, full plank. Transition to downward facing dog. Pedal out those legs. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step it through. Good. Feet line with the hips, not each other. Take a knee low lunge. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, cactus. The arms. Inhale, press. Exhale, pull. Inhale, press. Exhale, pull. Inhale, press. Exhale, pull. Hold it here. Arms come behind the back, interlacing those fingers, and let those hands move down the leg. Lift your heart, squeeze the blades together. Eye gaze tracing the ceiling and back. Release the grip on the hands and begin to inhale, lifting them up nice and high. Exhale, bring them down to frame the foot, shooting that right hip back, half split. Pointing the toes or flexing, depending on what your legs need. Inhale, half lift to reset. Exhale, fold. If you're pointing the toes, it helps with the shin splints or shin pain. If you're going to pull the right toes towards the face, more of a deep hamstring stretch. Keeping the back nice and flat. Inhale, come forward. Left palm inside of the right foot. Inhale, right palm extends up. Keep the right leg tight to the body. Shoulder blades are stacked. Okay, right palm down. Frame the foot. Tuck the left toes. Come up to that nice runner's lunge. Shoulders roll up, back, and down. Fingertips just graze the mat. Inhale up to Crescent Lunge. Keeping the hips square, high in the back toes. Exhale, forward, biceps by the ears. Inhale up. Exhale, forward. Inhale up. Exhale, forward. Hold it here, reaching through those fingertips. Good. Hands down, frame the foot. Step it back to plank. Holding for 5 seconds, nice and higher, dropping to the knees. Coming down for those baby chaturangas. 4, 3, 2, 1. Press it up. Downward dog. Pedal out the legs. Take a moment, maybe some cleansing breath. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Good. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and start to get ready for the other side. Left leg up on the inhale. Exhale, step it through for lunge. Take a knee, low lunge. Feet line with the hips, not each other. And tuck the back toes. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, pull them down. Cactus arms. Inhale, press up. Exhale, pull. Inhale, up. Exhale, pull. Inhale, up. Exhale, pull. Let's hold it here. Squeeze those blades of the heart. Hands drop behind the back. Interlace the fingers, drawing the hands down the legs a little bit more. Lifting up through the heart, shoulder blades squeeze together. Feel that deep stretch through the hips. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, straighten that left leg, half split. And just like on the other side, inhale, half lift, and exhale, melt the heart. pulling that left hip back, keeping the hips nice and square, pointing the toes or flexing them depending on what your legs need right now. Good, now let's begin to inhale and start to slowly come forward. Bringing the right palm inside of the left foot, left leg tight to the body. Inhale, left palm lifts up, eye gaze on those left fingers. Reach up, stacked shoulder blades. Left palm down to frame the foot, tuck the right back toe, come up to that nice runner's lunge, shoulders up and back. Inhale up, crescent lunge. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale, rise. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale, rise. Exhale, reach, hold it here. Actively through those fingertips, drop the palms down. Come back to plank pose. Okay, you can either stay in the plank position for a 5-second hold, or drop to the knees, or stay high for 5 baby chaturangas or full chaturangas. Begin those now. Whatever you chose, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up dog or cobra if you went for the full. Rolling over those toes into downward facing dog. Pedaling out the legs. Dropping to the forearms. Dolphin pose. Pressing those forearms into the mat, melting your heart towards the mat. Nice shoulder opening. Good, let's start to press it back up into our downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg begins to lift up nice and high. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, kick it up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, up. Exhale, cross it over to the left elbow. Inhale, kick it up. And step it through, planting the back foot parallel short side of the mat. Let's cartwheel it up to warrior 2. Make sure your hips are nice and square. The weight is in the outside knife edges of the feet. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Slight pelvis tuck. Heart slightly lifted. Not leaning forward or back. Sinking a little bit deeper. Eventually getting that front bent knee to come a little bit lower. Inhale. Left palm down. Right comes up. Reversing that warrior. Just a couple of breaths here. And let's rise up to warrior 2. Take a little break. Right forearm to the right thigh. And inhale, left bicep by the left ear. With a nice long straight line from our wrist to our ankle. Squeezing the left oblique. It's important to keep that left shoulder from rolling forward. So that armpit wants to kind of pull forward, pull it back. Staying nice and long and strong through that left side of our torso. Now bring your right bicep to your right ear. It's kind of like you're holding a ball over your head. You're going to really activate the core muscles here. Squeeze through that core. Double inhale through the nose and double exhale out the mouth if you feel like you need a little energizing burst. Come up, warrior 2. Take a little break. And let's reach again. Hold for just a moment. Still breathing. Rise up, warrior 2, cartwheel it down. Good. And bring that right leg back, 3-legged. Exhale, right knee, right elbow, hold it here. Kick it up, 3-legged. Drop it down, down dog. Come forward to plank position. Pick your poison, whatever your 5 was before. Go there now, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up dog or cobra if you went the full route, flipping over those toes, coming out of that chaturanga flow into downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises up, 3-legged, and step it through. Good, cartwheel it up, warrior 2. Are we squeezing those blades together, squaring off the hips? If I were to come around and touch your arms, they would not move. Strong warriors here. Good. Begin to inhale, Reach back with that right palm, dropping it down, and lifting up the left palm, eye gaze on those left fingertips. Palm is open and facing back. Rise on up, warrior two. Let's take that little break. Left bicep comes down. Drop your forearm to your thigh. Right bicep, right ear, reach. Get nice and long. Nice side body stretch. Squeezing that right oblique. Right bicep, right ear. Making that connection. Actively reaching through those right fingertips. Left bicep to the left ear. Imagine you're holding that ball overhead. If that right armpit starts to roll forward, pull it back. Engaging all the core muscles. Squeeze and reach and lengthen. Come on up, warrior two, and reach again. Strong core. Rise up, warrior two, cartwheel it down. Runner's lunge. Inhale, left leg back, three-legged. Good, exhale, left knee, left elbow. Kick it up. Pedal it out. Come forward to plank. That chaturanga 5, here we go. Up dog, flipping up over the toes, downward facing dog. Start to relax a little bit. Pedaling out those legs just a little bit more if that feels good. Your heels should be getting a little bit closer to the mat now. Good. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale. Step it through. Wiggling that right foot up to the top right corner of the mat. We do want to keep that right heel in front of the knee. It is hyperextended. We're coming into our lizard pose. You can stay high, can drop to the knee. Going into the knife edge outside of the right foot, if that's what you are choosing. Or if you feel like getting some movement going and like to flow your lizard, we can do that too. If you chose to flow your lizard, we're going to come up high lizard off the knee if you're going to flow. Take a big inhale forward. We're going to exhale, move the weight to opposite side, keeping the left knee, left hip aligned. Inhale forward, exhale back, inhale forward, exhale back. Good, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Keep moving that energy from one side to the other, and then open the arms up on this last one. And come forward, meeting everyone in lizard pose, going to your expression of it. Untucking those back toes if you've dropped down to your knee. We want to take our time. This is a deep hip opener here. Maybe you've chosen to drop down with the forearms. Maybe you're staying up high. Doing what feels good. Kind of just listen to the body and what it needs right now. We're going to slowly start to close that hip and walk it in. If you're on the ground, come on up. Tuck the back toes. Coming out of our lizard pose, let's return to our downward dog. Good. Now inhale, left leg up this time. Let's switch sides. Exhale, left knee by the elbow, step it through into that lunge, and then start to wiggle that left foot up to the top left corner of your mat. Keeping in mind it's hyperextended. We have the left heel in front of the knee. This is not a lunge. It's different. It's a lizard pose. So really getting into that nice deep hip opening stretch. Try to match wherever you went on the other side, whether that was staying up high and staying stationary or dropping to your knee. Or maybe you flowed last time, and if that's the case, we're going to flow again. Let's begin forward. Inhale on the flow. If you chose that, exhale back, forward, back. Inhale forward, exhale back, forward, back. Good. Just moving energy one way to the other. Forward, back, forward, back. Good. And this last one, open it up. Fly that lizard. Cartwheel it forward, and we all will meet in our stationary lizard pose, going wherever your body would like you to go, and just breathe. Going to hold this for just a moment. Just remember not to hold your breath. We're still inhaling, you're still exhaling, and allowing that hip to open up. Good. And gradually, if that hip is open, you're on that knife edge of the left foot, you can start to close the hip. Maybe start to heel toe that front foot in, slowly making its way over to that nice low lunge. Tuck the back foot, come up, and removing that foot back to downward facing dog. Pedaling out the legs, getting a little blood flow through there. And start to walk the feet up to forward fold. A little micro bend in the knees. Don't want to lock joints here. Nod the head yes, shake it no. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows and just hang out for a moment. Breathe. Slowly roll up. Inhaling up to the top, reach up, exhale, let it out. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, let it out. Inhale, rise. And start to rotate that right arm back a couple of times, loosening up the shoulder. We're getting ready for a standing bow series. Gonna bring that right elbow in towards your hip crease. Just about the waistline. Left arm is up high. Reaching for the inside of that right foot. Stand nice and tall, squaring off at the hips. Make sure your knees are together. This is the base of the pose. When you're ready, begin to kick into that back hand. Let the kick be what pulls you forward, not you leaning forward. Actively reaching through those left fingertips, kick a little bit harder. Just like the actual tension in a real bow, it's what we're doing with our bodies here, building that tension. If you fall out of it, that's okay. Go right back in it. Couple more, kick. And let's rise up. Good. I hope that you have enjoyed this little sneak peek and preview of our Lucidity class. It's been a pleasure to guide you through your practice. I'll let you take it from here. And of course, join us on the mat in class at Vivify for full-length classes. If you have any questions, comments, or would like more information, please email us at info@vivifynm.com. From my heart to yours, namaste.